Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex. Hey, what's the situation with the dry week? And because
this video that we're shooting right now takes us up to dry week.
So we should
This is the Friday that dry week starts.
So we should say
dry week starts at noon today in 2 hours.
And we should have been saying that in the videos leading up to this.
Dan had that cool monster truck. Dry week.
Hey, Dan.
Friday. It's the Whiskey Tribe Quarterly Challenge. Do you like whiskey? Are you drunk on a Tuesday and not in college? It's time for a dry week. Yeah, you heard right. It's 7 days of fucking sobriety, baby. Save your brain, liver, skin, bones, intestines, heart, immune system, and grasp on reality. It's almost like whiskey's bad for you or something.
I'm a guy in the comments, and I say the dry week is dumb because I can quit anytime I want.
Then do it with the rest of us and stop being a wimp. Don't let your habits rule you. Take control. November 12th through 19th. Dry week. Do it unless you're scared.
Or just do whatever you want.
All right, it's Rare Whiskey Friday, though. Even though dry week starts in 2 hours, it's Rare Whiskey Friday.
Yes. And we'll get to the dry week. You're welcome to join us. It's a quarterly challenge. We basically take on the challenge of a week without alcohol, and everybody in the community is invited to join us for a week of, we're just taking a break from content and whiskey, reset the palates, and just make sure that there's no underlying issues sneaking up on us, dependency stuff, things that you could be, blind to, unless you take an intentional break from alcohol every once in a while to make sure that everything's good to go.
And we planned it so that it's the week before Thanksgiving, not the week of.
Yeah, because when families, you gotta drink. I get it.
All right, you want to do the Rare Whiskey Friday thing?
Is it me?
It's your turn.
God, you.
No, remember I did it with like Pip and Vin.
I know.
Yeah.
God, the bar just keeps getting really raised.
I'll try to open the bottles while you're working on that.
Oh, I'm nervous.
You got this. Don't overthink it.
No, I'm definitely overthinking it. Welcome to Rare Whiskey Friday. We're going to go through and give first impressions on several different whiskeys. These aren't necessarily large brands. Sometimes they are. More often than not, these are going to be your smaller craft distilleries without a lot of distribution. If you should be so lucky as to live in a place where you get your hands on these whiskeys, you're welcome for the review. And thank you to the magnificent bastards who sent the whiskey. I can keep on talking because I crushed it.
Wow.
What?
You even went extra. You did go a little fast.
No, but it's the energy, though.
Yeah,
the energy.
It was worth.
See, that energy.
You didn't let me finish my sentence.
If we had,
my sentence was, you did go a little fast, but I think it's because it was like high energy delivery.
See, if we could maintain that energy for the entirety of the episode.
No.
Beautiful.
That's too late.
Beautiful.
Now. It's already over. All right, this is Richard Amiro Day.
All right, this is Richard Amiro Day.
Because everything we're about to drink came from Richard Amiro.
Because everything we're about to drink came from Richard Amiro.
Who is now a patron saint of whiskey.
Richard Amiro.
Your patron saint of whiskey. You like my handbells?
Yeah.
That's my new thing. I like it a lot. And dead.
So Richard keeps sending us whiskeys. Somebody's angling for a raise. So Richard works in our distillery. He's the tasting room manager over the bartenders down there. Yeah, he's awesome. We love Richard.
This is Wiggly Bridge Distillery.
Now even more.
Yeah, now even more loved.
Wiggly Bridge. I've never heard of it.
In Maine, York, Maine.
Wiggly Bridge.
Wiggly Bridge. This is where the Wiggles are from. That kids show. Most people don't know that. This is small batch bourbon made by these guys, under 4 years old, and small barrels.
Ooh, I think there's a granola quality to that.
Look, this is way lighter than I would have suspected for small barrels.
Yeah, small barrels. Do we know how long?
Under 4 years is all they said.
Under 4 years.
I just slopped whiskey out of the glass.
40. So 43%. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does smell granola and grain forward, but it's not raw grain. It's not green. There's no faults. It's
herbal tea.
It's herbal and granola and
herbal tea.
Green mochi.
Oh,
green tea
mochi. I see what you did there with the wiener skin on the cream. Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting a lot of. There's a little hint of oak towards the back of the nose, but
So
and then it turns into a cedar box.
all of these notes strike me as very like farm fresh. Nothing is candy or sugary or artificial. These are very natural flavors. This is like harvest time. It's just the oats and the grain and the honey. And, yeah.
Like I needed to clean my nose out.
And then, whoa.
You're welcome. Picture it.
Just the energy of that. Somebody's struggling being grossed out. Picture it.
Okay, I'm looking for. The more I smell it, the more I get a cedar box,
Yeah.
like a jewelry box.
I'm not, to your point, I'm not finding oakiness. It is damn near like a different kind of wood, like a cedar or something.
Oh, whoa, that's new. That is new.
How is it new?
It is
Because it lines
cola.
up. It lines up very much on the nose as on the taste.
No, it's new for craft bourbon. I have not had that sort of root beer-esque sweet cola.
No, you say root beer,
But it's not root beer. It's just
the craft, the brown cola.
Yeah,
Just-
brown cola
Right.
mixed with this like slight tang that I would attribute to root beer, but it's not root beer. And then a little woody finish. But it's a really strong cola syrup note, but it's not too sugary, which is a weird combination.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
That is, yeah, to your point, that is like the soda is the biggest thing that's not on the nose, that is on the taste. But all the notes that we're getting from the nose, those also show up on the taste for me.
You know what,
This is the cola was a surprise.
This would be an outlier in the classic bourbon flavor. Like you would not mistake this for Kentucky bourbon or Tennessee whiskey, but it's a very likable middle road flavor palette.
All right. So this is, I'm going to, like, within context, I'm going to take a step
Remember,
back.
Rare Whiskey Friday though.
Wow. Okay,
I know.
quickly. This is nice with the flavors that are in there,
Yeah.
but what it's not is it's not deep and rich and mature and voluptuous. This is obviously kind of on the young end. These are kind of bright, they're present flavors, but there's not just a concentration of depth and character to these. These are just nice flavors that you wouldn't expect from, small barrels in, is this a new distillery? How
And it's
long is this
43% too.
Yeah,
I
and it's
think
a
that's
low
also going to
proof.
help make it feel a little more vibrant and lighter.
Yeah.
I bet a higher proof might have given some density to this, but it's light for the age, so we don't know how old it is. I always think it's a little annoying when
Light
someone
from
says
the age on the
under
barrel
4,
says- right.
because that could mean anything.
It's like
But-
8 days.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's under 4 years old. It's like, well, you're technically accurate.
Right. You're also technically a jerk.
There's a lot of northeastern whiskey in this grouping.
Okay.
So we're going to switch
Is
to
it because Richard took a trip? He was driving around.
Mad River.
He spent all of the time in a car.
Mad River.
It's Moon River.
I know.
I was in Branson, Missouri as a kid.
Oh, you're going to hear a lot of Moon River in Branson.
Oh my God.
Every performance, somebody plays Moon River.
Yeah, and they had was it something Williams? What's the guy's name? John Williams? I don't know, the Moon River guy. He had the whole theater. This is the early days of Branson. He had a whole theater called Moon River Theater.
And it wasn't the comedian, the Russian comedian.
Oh,
Yakov.
Yakov Smirnoff. He was there too.
Yeah.
Basically, my Oklahoma family and my parents, my aunts and my uncles, they are in heaven. And me and my cousins were not.
And not. All right, these guys are in Vermont. This is at least a year old bourbon. 57, bottle 57 is proof down to 46%.
Okay.
They get all their own grains. They're doing all their own distillation.
Right.
Whoa, peanut butter. That is organic peanut butter. Whereas they don't do sugar added. Like when you go into like the fresh made farmer's market peanut butter jars.
Yeah. There's also a tremendous amount of grassiness.
Yeah.
Grassy.
That is grass and organic peanut butter.
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
That is just
It's-
outright.
You put your nose in there and
No
you're
sugar.
like, put your nose in there, it's like, whoa, what? They're not completely alien to the world of whiskey notes, but they're not ever in combination with each other. And
bizarre.
individually, they're not common either.
This reminds me of when I would go to like a friend's house in high school, and his mom, there was this like farmer house, and she made all of their peanut butter from scratch. And they never put any sugar or anything.
Oh.
They just did some stuff to like make it more creamy.
Right.
And then it would be served on one of those brains that was like 14 grain bread that had nut chunks and stuff in it.
Yeah.
Right? And so you would get this like
Nut
unsweetened
chunks.
peanut butter.
With nut chunks.
Yeah, unsweetened mashed peanut butter on like the whole grain, 14 grain all bread.
Yeah.
And it was dry. It was so dry.
You could plant
You
that.
had to drink water
could-
just to chew.
You could plant that water and it would grow.
Yeah. And it was like, you guys want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And then she'd make her own jam, and that was the only thing that saved the sandwich.
So quickly, put your nose in there. How close is this to that green pine note that you do not like?
It's close, but the peanut butter is so overwhelming it, I can't get to it.
The natural unsweetened
Wow, that is bizarre.
hippie peanut butter.
Oh, it actually tastes kind of nice. It's still all there. Oh, there it is. There it is. It took about the count of 3, and then it went slightly into that green sour note.
Yeah. A little twang
Yeah.
right on the end there.
That's a low cut, man. Okay, I'm going to have to stop there because I don't think I'm going to be able to taste anything after that if I keep going.
This,
This thing's making me mad.
it's hay and, oh, I see what you did. On the taste, there's a lot more of like a hay note, along with the things that you're already getting from the nose.
Okay, the next two are the same distillery, which is Gin Spirits Distillery in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Okay. Gin spirits.
Nashua.
Gin spirits.
D-J-I-N-N.
Oh, like the genie.
Yeah.
The gin.
But first,
Gin.
we're going to do the thing that they sourced. So they
Gin.
decided to source and blend bourbons
Yes. It's like the Django.
from Indiana.
The gin.
And they released that as this one, World Grains New Hampshire Select.
Yes.
It's a blend. It's just MGP.
Distilled in Indiana, blended in New Hampshire.
Yeah, the
right.
New Hampshire Select. So it's what happens when New Hampshire selects MGP whiskey.
But what do they blend it with?
No, itself. It's all MGP.
Oh, okay.
It's anybody who makes MGP with multiple barrels, it's this.
Okay.
Now, they did use...
So, I mean, hold on a second. Like, I haven't put my nose in this yet. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you start getting away from single barrel stuff, which you can
Right.
find interesting, meaningful, differences worth exploring in
Right.
single barrels from any distillery, including MGP. As soon as you start blending them together, at what point does it become just very close to what MGP would be releasing themselves as they're
mixed
blending
it.
stuff? Yeah.
I think pretty, but the difference that they're doing is that they mixed multiple MGP mash bills. So it's still all bourbon.
Yeah.
It's still all bourbons.
That's interesting.
But there's a few bourbon recipes that MGP makes.
Sure.
And they're mixing them. So it could be that it's like the 21, the high rye bourbon,
Yeah.
and the wheated bourbon.
Okay.
And it could be.
Oh, that's a thing.
But if so, I bet it's going to be good.
Actually, I like the nose.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It does have a hint of the cherry note that the wheated MGP has, plus the grain notes of the high rye.
Get your mind out of the gutter. This smells like creamed wood. It
Yeah.
really does. You're so immature.
Oh, that's really good. That's a great blend.
Yeah, it is really nice. Oak,
They,
it's oak and cream, man.
yeah, and 48.8%.
And those two notes are very different in their character from each other. But on the nose, I'm still on the nose. Those just come together beautifully, nicely balanced. Oakiness
guys.
and a creaminess.
Guys,
Yeah?
I can't believe they got that label approved.
Oh,
There's no proof on it.
wait, what is that there?
That's
That's
the
bottle
bottle
number. Ooh.
There's no proof. They have the alcohol by volume and they have the volume.
Well, hold on a second. He probably got this from a distillery.
Yeah, but
so-
it doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but you're not going to get busted as likely. Just
well,
on-
it's not. They're not. They're just going to tell you, "Hey, fix the label."
well, that's a thing.
But there's no proof on that. I can't believe that got approved.
I want to see how they got that to stick.
That's a little thing, but it's real. We've get things kicked back because the proof is not on. We've had multiple labels kicked back because the proof wasn't on it. Because the proof was they didn't like how it was written, and yeah. Trippy.
font type and size and placement. And
I like this. It's a really good
I really do
MGP
too.
blend.
I really do too.
I'm interested in this because what we're about to drink next is what they made.
Ooh, all right,
Hold on to that because it's good.
Right, as you're
but
pulling.
I'm curious as to what somebody who creates a blend that is that tasty does when they have to work with their own whiskey. And this is their single malt, and it's called Beat Single Malt.
Beat, B-E-A-T.
And it has the number 3 on it. Now, I will say, guys, You picked a really terrible name because Googling it is almost impossible. Because Google autocorrects it to best single malt. And even if you put the word beet in quote marks, so it forces it to search for beet,
Right.
all your results say best single malt, world's best single malt, America's best single malt. It's almost unsearchable. 50% alcohol, small batch, single malt whiskey from the same distillery. Oh, there it is. There's the musty funk.
This, man, there is a dark chocolate to this.
Yeah, it's dark chocolate, but that is a low-cut malt, grain-forward.
This is dark chocolate.
It's young.
You know what? You ever get like the mocha coffee latte thing?
Yeah.
It's like dark chocolate coffee and then like some cream in there.
But imagine if you added orange syrup to that.
You know what? It's the chocolate. You ever put your nose in the cocoa powder of Swiss Mix before you, like that really powdery, sweet,
But
dry chocolate?
Wrapped around oranges.
You get
What's
oranges.
the orange liqueur that you put in margarita or put in certain drinks? It's Cointreau.
Okay. Cointreau. I've never made a.
That's the orange one.
Can I tell you something?
You've never made a martini? I mean, a margarita?
No.
You
Never.
ever had a margarita? You ever ordered a margarita?
I live in Texas, you smack. This is like obligatory.
Oh, okay.
You cross the border, they hand you a margarita.
It's not hard. Just get a mix, man. That's the way you do it. Get a mix.
Oh, just
get a
get a
good
mix?
mix and add tequila to it. And then just rim it with salt and call it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like. Ooh, hey, you want a hot tip for a very potent frozen margarita? Alamo Draft House will fuck you up, bro.
Just their order straight?
The frozen margarita.
Ah,
the
jeez.
frozen margarita. What did I see? I saw the James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, if you like James Bond,
Yeah.
this is a good James Bond.
Sure.
Yeah, I like Daniel Craig as James Bond. He's a good James Bond. Yeah. I ordered one, and then we're halfway through the movie by the time I finish it. It's like, man, I'm having the best time. Wow, look at that explosion. Should I get a second? No, I shouldn't get a second. I'm definitely getting a second.
I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm interested because this is
Alamo Draft House is a movie theater chain, in case.
this is one of the more dense malts, American malts that I've tried.
Yeah, it's
In the
that
nose.
the chocolate cocoa powder latte.
Oh, I actually kind of like the palate. None of that raw. I mean, it's young. It tastes young, but
That dark chocolate cocoa powder stays.
and the coffee note gets stronger.
It transitions from nose to palate. I don't know if I do like it. This
It's
is
weird.
This is interesting because usually the weird, funky adventures you're waving off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I appreciate how weird it is. This, I admit, it is. It's weird. It's funky. You're all up in it.
It almost.
And
It's almost so weird that it's crossing a line for me into aperitif or
Yeah, I can see that.
digestive.
Yeah.
Into a digestive.
I always hated that name for the ketchup.
Digestive.
Yeah. Like, who wants to order a digestive?
It's things that helps you digest things.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
Going back to the MGP,
I'm classy. Bodily,
that's just
bodily
that's-
functions are beneath me.
World Grains New Hampshire Select is a really well blended MGP.
You know what? The youngness, I don't like the youngness, and it's a little bit brash. With,
Yeah, it's very brash.
With the alcohol, the ethanol is throwing some elbows. But you and I, thinking past that, we're just focusing on the flavor. And the flavor is unique.
Yeah.
And it is weird.
Yeah.
And I do think I like it.
Yeah.
I don't like how young and pokey it is.
No.
But the flavor, damn.
I would put this into the category, and this is, hear me out, of peated malts in the sense of that, like, it's not for everybody.
Okay.
You have to appreciate the level of aggression or roughness of smoke.
Yeah.
There's no smoke in this, but what I'm saying is this is an outlier malt that's going to have its fan club, but it's not a general crowd pleaser malt.
If you like the smell of Swiss Miss powder,
Mixed with orange and wood oil. Yeah.
then have we got a young whiskey for you. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, here's the fighting, stealing, and drinking.
Fight me a fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal your liver.
And if you drink,
may you drink with us.